Comrades, there is a leadership in this march. There is a leadership in this march. Don't allow your march to be diverted. Let us listen to this political input so that we can proceed. Sound Yaruna, I Akal, but let us be disciplined. The leadership is here. Yes, Ogana Fighters, please. Thank you very much, Comrade Dodri. As the CIC, you are reinstating that misgovernance must go down. Party for Ramaphosa Party! Party for Ramaphosa Party! We know that load shedding is designed to serve the private sector which want to get into the generation business. Our engineers are FASCOM. As it is 33% more capacity than we require. But that narrative does not serve the status quo, does not serve the intention to steal the taxpayers' money, does not serve the interest to milk the state. And as the PAC, we are saying let's stand together, represent our own interests, build our nation, build strong institutions that will ensure that we govern as a collective. Lastly, we don't want to hear the word ruling party. That concept is dead. We are, as the people of this country, we are ruling. There is no ruling party. We are the rulers, isn't it? Thank you very much, comrades. That concludes our little program here. Ngizocela ama-journalist na 5 seconds ukuhlukane ngaphambili. 5 seconds yeqala manje. 1, 2, 3, 3.5. And then the leadership, sivumeleni endlini sokwazi ukumove. Amanda, the band must go.
Let's move. Gauteng. When they were doing reshuffle not so long ago, he was still reminding us of how he was removed as a minister of police. That thing is still a pain, as if he was born a minister of police. So don't listen to such sellouts who sing for supper and not only sing it. You think it's a song, you want to follow it, a person just starts crying. Akalela imposition. So don't be like such sellouts. We are here to show those sellouts that we can live a good life outside the ANC. We can live and say to everyone, it's actually too hot outside the ANC. It's not cold outside the ANC. This means that they were preaching that when you are outside the ANC, you will feel cold. We are breaking that myth brick by brick until South Africans realize that there is life outside the ANC. They must never think that ANC is a synonym of life. ANC is not a synonym of life. It's just another failed liberation movement in Africa. So fighters, high discipline, high morale, listen to your marshals. Members of the media, let's respect each other, listen to the colleagues, so that we don't live here accused that media was pushed and all of that. Be flexible. There is no rule. No, don't sleep. You must check your button at left, right, or straight. So, bagar for you do the mark. And then Rena, Snawo, Utalpa, side, Kalitso, when the police have gone past the tent, so now we turn this one. We send them off track, and then they have to run the other way to get us on the other side. Mamutaki gave me a war. Let's go.
Which one is it? Switch off here.
Fighters, batamelang lumong litale mulu kono uba closer to the sound. From the lang lelon telepan sin relax. Stop there, stop there, stop there. Chief, Emma. Stop, stop. Sharp, sharp. Amanda. Away, go. Mai buye. Ika. Tiko balona, le batamele ganyan.
Baba, there is a lawn. People must go on the lawn and sit down, sit down.
Sit down on the lawn. I stand upon the Imam Bumteto. 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 Viewer, that car must go back. That car must go back. I stand upon the Imam Bumteto. That car must go back. Go back. Amanda, I will let it go. Viva EFF, viva! Viva EFF, viva! Pansi wa Ramaphosa, pansi! Ramaphosa, Pante! Ramaphosa! Puma! It's on the left. It must leave. With white people there. That baggy with the cameraman, fighters!
That's fine, that's it.
I tell the panty. ebamba umthetho
There is a beautiful lawn with a nice shade this side. You can go and sit there. Comrades, let's sit down, please. Let's sit down. That lawn is yours. If you don't want to sit down, go and stand at the back. There's no problem. Comrades, even when people arrive, those who are arriving, please go on the right. Those who are arriving, so please take your time. Those who know slogans, they can come and sing here. Those who have not spoken, leaders, no, they're fine. Yeah, but what must they do? These are journalists, they want the best picture. So, fighters, let's go to the Comrade Vuskoza, come closer. Come on! Hauwe muso pala pala hauwe hauwe muso matrasi hauwe hauwe muso kenya chelta modi sofeng hauwe. Here's the president of the PIC. Here's the thank you, comrade. Leaders.
I'm told I must come and greet you, and I greet you, comrades. Who are here as CIC, who are part of some of them have spoken already, but because we're building up, it's a warm-up, we've got time. We've got time, comrades. Where's Comrade Carl? Handler! Down! Down with Ramaphosa! Down! Down with Ramaphosa! Down! Comrades, we outside! And his furniture with dollars. We tell him in enough is enough. We say Cyril Ramaphosa, your time is up, and get down the street. But we know where you must go, because down the street at the end of the street is Hosi Mampuru prison, and that who sits on his Pala Pala farm, who has a side hustle for a job, who has broken the Constitution, who public protector. No, comrades, that report by that caretaker public protector is simply meant to job who has broken the Constitution, who public protector. No, comrades, that report by that caretaker public protector is simply meant to protect Ramaphosa. We don't need to use soft words. We don't need to play games. Let us be clear. Cyril Ramaphosa to London. With one intention, and that is to sell our country out. We don't need to play games. Let us be clear. Cyril Ramaphosa to London with one intention, and that is to sell our country out. Got all his spies to listen
to what we are saying. So we are declaring to him that he went to London and to Washington to sell us out. That we must make sure that criminals are apprehended and put in prison, and that includes Cyril Ramaphosa, together. To join hands, not to waver, not to give up, not to sell your birthright, not to destroy your future, but to make sure that you and your children will have a better future. Comrade Chris Hani was killed because he stood up and said the CODESA negotiations was a sellout. We know what Comrade Chris Hani said, and we want to say to everyone in this sellout government, we see you. We know that there are many of you who are part of the plans to assassinate Comrade Chris Hani. We will not allow you to always go free. Now and forever, we commit to full freedom, to radical and we say, a luta continua, a luta continua. Viva Areta, viva! Viva the economic freedom fighters, viva! Viva the UDM, viva! Viva the ATM, viva! Viva the PAC, viva! Viva SAFTU, viva!
Umthetho ayihlale phansi bambe umthetho. Mandla, please sit down, comrade. We are not going to proceed until you sit down. Please sit down. Everyone here, please sit down, because we are closing the view for the ones at the back. Please sit down, everybody there. Please down. Down, down, comrade, please sit down. Amanda! You are 10 cartel, comrade. I'm sure you're tired. Please sit down, comrade, so that you can gather your strength. Please sit down. Please sit down, comrade. Down, pansy, please tell her pansy. Amanda! The president of the ATM must get ready. It's going to be his turn to speak now. It's going to be the ATM president that's about to take the floor now. So if he can please get himself to be ready whilst we all try to give him some attention. His name is Vuyo Zungula, the servant of the people. Okay. We know that there are people that are watching television at home. They may not know where we are. We are around, we are at the gates of Mashambandlo. And we call on all of you to come here and join us here. You are welcome to come here. We're going to be here for a while. Come and get your live experience. This day in history will never be forgotten. South Africa has been shut down peacefully. Pambili with the peace, Pambili. Pambili with the peace, Pambili. I want to congratulate you fighters. You have disappointed the doomsayers. Okay. You have disappointed the doomsayers. They think that when you say EFF, you mean chaos. EFF has shown that it's a disciplined organization. Viva EFF, viva! Viva fighters, viva! We'll make sure fighters, all of you that are here, who are here now, no shop has been looted, contrary to what they thought was going to happen.
There are people who still have got a consciousness that is alive. There are people that take country seriously, but they don't want to take the country seriously. You can imagine the country was approaching stage 8 up to stage 16. What is that if only a shutdown can make load shedding to end? Just a call for a shutdown and we don't see the load shedding. So it is clear, comrades, that the ANC will have to agree.
The marchers in front of these convoy of vehicles, they've just passed us. Also, lot.
We know it has been done. That is why I said those who are not with us, they know they are beneficiaries. They are beneficiaries of the crisis. Because all of us who are affected by load shedding, it does not choose. And I want to say, comrades, when EFF approached SAFTU to say, SAFTU, can you give us audience? We've got this program. We listened to the EFF. After listening, we said, because ours is to defend workers at all spheres of the country, go and approach COSATU, because those are workers who are also affected by high prices of petrol, by high prices of food. They cannot afford as well as workers of COSATU. It's not like they benefit by being members of COSATU. They get the same exploitation. But I'm telling you, one day you will see them, if not others are not here. They all will come and join us. Dinosa, they will come one by one. Because they've done that, we saw them on the street. When the collective bargaining has been undermined, they were all over the street. And I want to say, comrades, from here, this is the unity even when workers are protesting. Let us see the EFF, let us see the ATM, let us see the PAC, the AZAPO on the street. The days, comrades, of being loyal to our own badges are gone. Our loyalty must be in the citizens of the country. Our badges, comrades, let's unite and let's defend and let's protect the country so that our children, they can benefit from the country. Amanda!
Anda! Opu comrades azashaya ingoma futhi. Vathini socialism umhlaba wonke ezandleni sabantu akunamlungu akunesa sithini socialism umhlaba wonke ezandleni sabantu akunabhunu angicela izandla sithi bayayo saba man saba maphutshwa wonziwa wababefuna kusetshenzelwa ngaba bayayesaba man bayayesaba maphutshwa wonziwa wababefuna kusetshenzelwa sithini socialism mhlaba wonke ezandleni sabantu akunamlungu amandla yeah, fighters and comrades, this is a very important week. If you look at the agenda of this week, an interesting agenda item is happening on Wednesday. There's going to be a celebration of the Constitution. I want to know, has the Constitution worked for you? Here's the constitution work for you. So we must call for a constitutional review, comrades and fighters. We must call for a constitutional review. We want a constitution that is going to be rooted in the African values. We do not want a constitution that is rooted in a British document called Magna Carta. We want a constitution that is going to recognize us Africans as indigenous people of this country and people that everything must happen the African way. We want Ubuntu to be a central theme in the constitution. Comrades, we are saying there are many amendments that must happen in this constitution. One of the amendments on section 25, you know, comrades, you might not know this. You know our constitution, what is it saying? At section 25, subsection 7, it says those who were dispossessed of land or robbed by apartheid and colonialism and all of that, something must be done to correct that. But it puts a date of 19 June 1913. In other words, comrades and fighters, our constitution is saying all the land that was taken in the 1700s is gone for good. Our constitution is saying all the land that was taken before 1913 is gone for good. Do you agree with that, comrade? Do you agree with that? Therefore, we must call for constitutional amendments and make sure that that subsection 7 is backdated. We want that date back to the 6th of April 1652 when Jan van Riebeeck set foot here. That's how far back we should go. Then we can address the land question properly. Amanda! Amanda! Comrades, it cannot be that in South Africa we have a legal framework that is informed by the Roman Dutch law and not a legal framework that is informed by the African law. For us, in the Constitution, the accommodation that is made for African law is to the extent it does not contradict the Roman Dutch law, basically. That's what we have. So basically, we are made number 2 in our own country. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? We therefore should ask the ATM, we should ask the EFF to attend this constitutional review starting on the 22nd and raise these issues very sharply to say if we want to have a sustainable reconciliation, we must address these fundamental issues and stop these cheese and biscuits and tea and biscuits arrangements. We want to make sure that there's fundamental change in this country. Manda! Manda! Comrades, you are saying that Ramaphosa must be held accountable. It cannot be that since 1st of June last year, that the case was opened of a whole range of things, criminal issues, everything. But up to now, nothing has happened. Is that fair, comrade? Does that mean we are equal before the law? It cannot be. We cannot have a situation, comrades and fighters, where somebody is going to keep foreign currency for more than 45 days and not declare it. That is against the law. Where is the NPA to do its job? Where we have somebody that has blatantly broken the law. 45 days of keeping foreign currency is unlawful. Why is it that Ramaphosa is allowed to do this? The constitution of this country, comrades and fighters, does not allow that the president must have another income, does not allow that the president must derive, must be involved in paid work. We are arguing with as ATM, as EFF, that President Ramaphosa has broken the constitution because his Phala thing is an income generating thing for himself. He is actually involved in paid work against the constitution. Why is that difficult for the acting public protector to see this? So we're saying we must be fully behind all the submissions that want to ensure that Ramaphosa is held accountable. And we're saying to him that we're giving him a shortcut. The shortcut for him is to resign now. Resign, Ramaphosa, resign. Resign, Ramaphosa, resign. Puma, Ramaphosa, Puma. Puma, Ramaphosa, Puma. Manja. Okay, we are going to hand over to a co-chair to take over from here. You know, the young and the old must mix. Generational mix, they call it elsewhere. Okay, so we give to the young person to drive the program. Manja! Amantla! Amantla! How are two? How are two? My kule EFF, my kule. My kule EFF, my kule. Pansing or Ramaphosa, pansi. Pansing Emil. Pansing ANC, pansi. Pansing or Cyril, pansi. Hamba Cyril, hamba. Hamba Cyril, hamba. Hamba Cyril, hamba. Ngena gesi ngena. Ngena msebenzi ngena. Hamba Ramaphosa, hamba. Hamba Ramaphosa, hamba. Amandla. Away, two. But as many of the speakers who spoke here, they narrated as to why we are here. Let me first and foremost greet the Commander-in-Chief, Comrade President Julius Malema, members of the Central Command Team, members of all other political organizations and the leaders that are here before us. Ground forces of the EFF, ngiphinde ngibingelele nani abahlali bala eTshwane. We appreciate very much for you in understanding why there's a need for us to be here as we engage in a peaceful protest against the establishment. It is against the establishment because not only did the media and the fourth estate try and to attempt to portray an EFF that is chaotic, an EFF that is an anarchist by nature. We prove them exactly what we are. We are a highly disciplined organization that abides by the rule of law at all material conditions. But whereas in consistently those whom we want to hold to accountable defy these laws were made to go out to the streets and have these protests such as this nature. That is why we are here at the number one of this country that was brought to us by the establishment. We are here to protest against him. Why? What? Tata imali 520,000 US dollars. Very same.
wathatha imali 520,000 US dollars. Very supposed to wage a war against the rape. Supposed to wage a war against the rape. That was supposed to wage a war against protest against him. Why? Wathatha imali 520,000 US dollars. Very supposed to wage a war against the rape. That was supposed to wage a war against legit. Within the budget, they have money for transmission and distribution. But they do not have, and ESCOM will not be able to distribute it. ESCOM will not be able to transmit it to our homes. What? We're going to have our electricity run outside the borders of this country. But the founding principles of ESCOM in by its nature, we are here, citizens of this country, to call upon Cyril Ramaphosa to fall and to leave and vacate office.
President of the economic emancipation movement in the entire continent and the Africa.
Awe Ramaphosa, awe! Asiwe Srata Marukhwana, asiwe! Amandla! Comrades, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you and the people of South Africa and all the political formations that joined this struggle. We also want to thank the unions and the civil movement that said to us, this is our struggle. Although started by the EFF, we also own this struggle. We are grateful that there are still political formations and unions that are not governed by egoism. That because the issue was started by so and so, even if I agree with it, I will not say because it was started by so and so. That's how the enemy wins, through the division of the left. It is high time that the left must unite in South Africa, in Africa, in the diaspora. Because this animal we are facing is called capitalism. It's too huge. If you say you are left and you are sitting at home comfortably on a couch watching this action on the picket lines, you must start doubting yourself, because the left forces cannot sit at home on a comfortable couch when Eskom is being dismantled, is being privatized, especially its critical component of generation. Because Eskom is nothing except generation. Once you take away generation of electricity from Eskom, it becomes a shell. Its role will be only to distribute, meaning Eskom will become a middleman between a person who generates electricity and ourselves, who are the consumers of electricity. We cannot afford to have Eskom as a middleman. And this
legit. Within the budget, they have money for transmission.
One in this house of ours is who's privatizing Eskom, is the one who so many tanks, let's say 100,000 tanks, to Richards Bay during apartheid. Today, Transnet transport 40,000 tons, way less than what they used to transport during apartheid. That tells you that the current government found an institution that was working and they destroyed it. Prasa today, all the stations where our people used to catch the train, today they are all destroyed and there are no longer trains going to fetch our people. Yet they took it from apartheid as a functional institution. So this one used that opportunity, a capitalist of note, then saw a loophole to sell our products to his own friends and family. Because this guy is not Ramaphosa, it's Mine. Because this guy, and then after identifying him, they adopted him as a child for this British family. When apartheid was refusing this white woman to visit him in Soweto, the white woman will sneak in to see him because his father was a policeman. When it became more and more difficult, the British family handed him over to the Minel family. And that's where he got this accent. This accent is not fake, like that one of Tulima Donzela. This one is real. Because this one stayed with whites, ate with whites. They taught him fork and knife at an early age. So that's why if he speaks to you as a black person, you must look at his facial expression. And when a white man comes through and he speaks to a white man, his facial expression changes immediately. In a happy place with a family of white people. So here ANC was hijacked by a project of the Minel family, the Oppenheimer family. Mandela, when Mandela was still staying, when they moved from Soweto, from Cape Town, they went to stay, Mandela went to stay in a Minel's family, not in the same yard, in the same house, same breakfast. Mandela used to be seen on the corridors by Minel's children in pajamas because this one hijacked Mandela from prison, gave him all the niceties. When Mandela came out of Robben Island, he said the nationalization is a policy of the ANC until he went to spend time in the Minel's family and then attended the World Economic Forum where his mind was changed about nationalization of strategic sectors of the economy. The Mandela we voted to be president is not the one who went to prison, is not the one that spoke from the podium at Cape Town after his re-image. The man now, the open said to Mandela, he must be a deputy president. Mandela committed that this one will be a deputy president. Mandela, the ANC, then elected Thabo Mbeki. Mandela appointed Thabo Mbeki the deputy president of the country. This guy left the ANC. He threw his toys out of the political parties that the project of the Oppenheimers and the Minel family must be at the helm of South Africa. This guy formed a union called NUM. NUM is for the mine workers. He has never been a mine worker. How do you form a union of mine workers when you have never been a mine worker? The guy was given money by the Oppenheimer family to form a union after there was a commission of inquiry investigating the workers' conditions in South Africa. Therefore recommended that black people's unions must be recognized. The Oppenheimers, when they realized that black unions are about to emerge and they are the owners of the mine complex, they immediately identified people who must go and form a union. He was one of them. He worked in the legal office of the Oppenheimers. He didn't work in the mine. He was never underground. And therefore they must never go around saying Cyril formed and you all get, you're such a humble beginning, a mine worker. He came from underground to being a president. It was a project imposed on the workers by the Oppenheimer families to have a union of their own to manage the workers in the mining sector. So you are dealing here with a project that has been there for a very long time. And when you touch this guy, you are touching the Oppenheimers, you are touching the Minen, you are touching the Ruperts. That's why the soldiers came out of the bush to come and show you machine gun. For what? For what? Why would the soldiers leave the bush to come and guard the peaceful protesters? Because we are now challenging the owners of South Africa when we challenge this guy. That's why, how does the DA take us to court and want to interdict this march when we are not marching against them? They are taking us to court because the DA was formed by the Oppenheimers. The Oppenheimers told Martinus van Schalkwyk and Tony Leon that you come to, not Tony Leon, the DP and National Party come together and become one thing. Like they now want to do with Freedom Front and Herman Mashaba. Or Freedom Front, can you imagine? Freedom Front and that one of the PEM coming together. That's what the funders do. Why is Helen Zille taking us to court when we're not marching against the TA? We're marching against the ANC deployee. The official opposition must be the happiest that these people are marching against our own opposition. No, they go to court to defend their own, who is a puppet of their funder, the Oppenheimers. So, comrades, you are engaged in a complex war that is not very easy to understand. That's why the soldiers are out. That's why the kids are being shot at. The kids who are not doing anything, singing songs, they are not carrying weapons, not even nopkiris, they have nothing except their bodies and their voices. They get shot at by the police, by the soldiers. You know why they were shooting those kids? They were not shooting the kids. They were trying to intimidate me and you, that if you dare come tomorrow, this is a Mickey Mouse will show you who we are. Akashem. Na re tshoseke maru a o tabosele. A re tshoseke mara wa tshwene re nyaka o bona monga ona. Ke feta mo motho ke marao ka le pastor wa tshaba gore ntwe ke marao a eme taxi re bona monga marao ke mo re tlile mo re batla bona monga marao gore marao a ba reng ke mashol le marao a ba reng ke maphodisa a tswile ka le pastor monga bona ke mang? Who's the owner of these people? There is no one, not even me, not even anyone after me, who can stop us from protesting. That is our right in the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa. Fighters, you must never be scared of authority. Always hold authority accountable. Because if authority is not held accountable, it will abuse its power. Authority that is not accounting, it means too much power, and too much power corrupts. The president, had he known that he will be held accountable, he was not going to allow cash in his house, because he will know that if they catch me with this cash, what am I going to say? But because he knows he's a law unto himself, he allowed a lot of money in his house, and till today he has not been arrested. Comrades, the president is not a king. A president is an elected public representative like me. He must be held accountable. You are not doing anything wrong here today. The Oppenheimers told Martinus van Schalkwyk and Tony Leon that you come to, not Tony Leon, the DP and National Party come together and become one thing. Like they now want to do with Freedom Front and Herman Mashaba. Or Freedom Front, can you imagine? Freedom Front and that one of the PEM coming together. That's what the funders do. Why is Helen Zille taking us to court when we're not marching against the TA? We're marching against the ANC deployee. The official opposition must be the happiest that these people are marching against our own opposition. No, they go to court to defend their own, who is a puppet of their funder, the Oppenheimers. So, comrades, you are engaged in a complex war that is not very easy to understand. As if things are normal. When things are not normal in South Africa, how will the world know that South Africa is going down? Were here to say to Ramaphosa he must leave and regular booty. Lady Commander Jela gets to be my nacho, Nambuisen and Asanjam Pile, my Naban Navale Baba Divan. Regular Pila Lebon. Our Pitamu, regular Musadio more papa, while the police all pap. When you, Unogra, it's a la Pila Musadula. Asanga Bona Ramaphosa, low pap. Oh Papa, she has never seen Ramaphosa real life. Monat, what for more much of Papa? Personal. Ruguena says he come down. Askae Nukam. Askae. Oh Papa, so Anna generator. Asamambo, oh better ki load shedding. Abeja papa moya meta load shedding. Watori ya meta ya mudiang. Yabaya better li fridge ya fisha fridge. Ya mochor wa papa. Kwela papa. Rutamambo, lebanda baba ma police, the commander. Rebereka abu tibar this way, that way. Even the gate akibara lukisha motile. If I left it right, they don't have a problem. Which is a protest. I know starting point and finishing point. But understand that until we arrived here. Those are the type of policemen we want. Uri, guys, rebuche uri, linyaka ingi, so that we are in Jembuzi, discover the problem. Not police who see black people just become angry by seeing black people. When you are black, we need police who are going to say, guys, this is Commander so and so, I'm Assistant Commander so and so, we are with you. Anything you want, please talk to us. That's what service means. And that's what this police have done. Harifitamo, Baba Popular Libona Wabatsiva. Batagalwete Jabona. Baba Tamela Tape. Commander Twelango Papuelam Morao, go back. But Bageta Maile live on a church square until here. I never had problems with them. So while Inyaga cause a problem at the house of a state president, when we have not had problem anywhere, at a place where we're supposed to be respectful, all of us, including police, why do you want to cause a problem? We need policemen who do away with apartheid tactics and inculcate in their bodies a culture of service. What can I do for you? Oskalwana mama, Oskalwana papa, what is the problem? Can I help you? Not the police that we have seen in KZN, who say no, you can go anywhere except this street. When you check the street, they say you can't go in. The provincial commissioner of police has got business on that street. That's an abuse of power. So, comrades, every time we want to protest anywhere, we require nobody's permission. Rise, the people of South Africa, and exercise your rights. We are going to court to declare the action of the police unconstitutional and invalid. But they went around taking tires of people, especially businessmen and women who are trading in second-hand tires, have lost their tires. Being in possession of a tire or selling tires is not illegal in South Africa. But let's tell you again, tire. No, don't even apologize about it. Burning a tire on the road is part of the protest movement of South Africa. In other countries, when they protest in Europe, this Dr. Mbwisena was asking me yesterday, I said, they hold some colorful things. You see them holding colorful things, protesting in their countries. It's part of their protest culture. In South Africa, our protest culture includes burning of tires. And that is not a destruction of property. Arifisha tire. Arifishi motu. Even arifishi tire ya mutu. Refisha ya rena tire. As if tire ya musho. It's our own tire, we are burning it. What's your problem? We are not even burning people with these tires. We are burning our own tires. What is the problem with that? So, we must protect our protest culture and not be ashamed of it. That protest, amongst other things, include barricading the road, include burning tires. That is who we are. That is how South Africans protest. It's me and Mzonyele Mani who can tell you who are married that when you arrive home, there is a protest. They don't have to tell you. You see the certain features or when you are today, there is a problem here at home. South Africa is like that. As a president married to us, as South Africans, your wife, when you see a tire burning, you must know my wife is very angry today. Without saying a word, just a tire burning, you must know I've gone beyond. There is anger in our country. So they want to impose a culture that is non-existent. We will not stop burning tires. We are not burning anyone. We are not burning any property. We are burning our own tires and we dance around them. What about these clever blacks? Whatever they have today that made them clever blacks is the burning of tires. This man will never have sat in this house where the clerk was sitting, where water was sitting, if it was not because of the burning of a tire in South Africa. We are unapologetic about our tires, because that is not a destruction of property. Tires are not a public property, are a private property. What you do with it is between you and your tire. It has got nothing to do with Begikele and Ramaphosa. Comrades, when we go back home, let's go back with that discipline. Don't give the enemy any opportunity to say anything bad about us. Our day is made. We have registered a huge success. And anyone who wants to argue with us must go and argue with his own palapala. We have no time to argue with anyone. We are here now. The deputy president is at the stock exchange with the fighters. The former treasurer general is in Captain Park with the fighters. He is in Northern Cape with the fighters. All over South Africa, the fighters have come under one umbrella and they are saying, well, enough is enough. I told you in the morning that it is only us who can do that. I heard Mbuyiseni saying the ANC can't do that. The former ANC can do that, not the ANC of this one. They will never do what we have done today. Hey, at 2 o'clock, you are told you are no longer getting buses. Before that, the taxi said to us, it's business as usual, leave our taxis alone. And then you still come the way you came in your numbers. When the state machinery, all of it, is declared on you. The soldiers, the police, the buses, everything that is sponsored by state, stay away from those people. They've got leprosy. You'll be affected. And they all stayed away. Only progressive bus owners and taxi owners taxi owners who are fighters themselves said to us, so you don't know what we go through. Every day, a senior counsel, like when I finish speaking here, a senior counsel is convened to sit down and analyze word for word what I, and then tell them, if I can't be prosecuted on crimes against the state, just find something against him. Just find something against him. Every day, they meet from 6 until very late at night. They play my speeches word for word. Find something against him. We want to arrest him. The process, the NPA is involved. The crime intelligence is involved. When you release the soldiers, military intelligence is involved. Against a just cause. Against people who are saying, corruption, we've had enough of you, get out of our house. They say this is the enemy. Why doesn't he want corruption? Now, the minister in the, how can you do a coup d'etat when you announced this march on the 20th of January and say we're going to march on the 20th of March? You give them 2 months to prepare for you to come and do a coup d'etat. That's a stupid analysis. Because when you want to do a coup, you do a coup first and announce it after. You don't announce a coup before. The They must go and ask General Olomisa how a coup is done. He once did a coup there in Transkei. He can educate them about a coup. You will never announce a coup. So that is a stupid analysis that was given by the Minister of Intelligence in the presidency because she's challenged. We are not involved in a coup d'etat. We are not involved in a regime change. We are involved in the protection of the Constitution. We are involved in the protection of our democracy. We are involved in exercising power, not army generals, and we showed them today that no one can take away that right. So when you go home, don't give them a chance. Please conduct yourself in a disciplined manner back home. And tell everybody who's not here today but stayed at home that the EFF is very thankful of them. They listen to the message of the EFF, and 95% of business in South Africa today was closed. Now, the illiterate Secretary General of the ANC says this was a flop. You know what's going to happen? He must listen to the news at 7. An economic analyst that will tell him how much was lost today in South Africa. But he may still not comprehend because he's got a mind of a rat which can take so far and so much information. So we pardon him for his illiteracy. But he must know this has never been done nowhere in South Africa before. Today you wrote history and your names will appear in the books of history and your children will be very proud of you. Fighters never feel ashamed. Raise the red flag high. They thought we will respond to intimidation. We responded to the Constitution. So fighters, the bus coordinators will announce how we are going to move, and in that order we'll move back home, and the ground forces know what else should be done as we depart back to our bases. That's very, very important. We want to thank all the political parties that are here and their leadership and the cooperation that we have experienced everywhere. When the leadership was told, let's line up like this one, you are too many in front, this one, there was never an argument. We've cooperated so well because we knew that the enemy will enjoy out of our own divisions. The enemy is pained by seeing us holding hands together. It doesn't want that. It always thrives on divide and rule. And today we showed them that not only the ANC and its alliance can hold hands, we who are affected by problems of South Africa can always hold hands. This is just the beginning. Much more is still coming. Be ready, South Africa. Ramaphosa will fall. Amanda! Amanda! Viva EFF, viva! Puma Ramaphosa, Puma! Puma Ramaphosa, Puma! Amanda! Yabonga, thank you very much. Thank you.